Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs. James, and I am the lead counselor here at Plano Senior High School. Now, this video is just for my seniors, those students who maybe haven't started the college application process just yet, or maybe you started, but you're not quite finished. This video is for you. We do have a lot of students who at this point in the year have applied to and have been accepted to college, but we still have quite a few who haven't started. And I want to let those kids know that it's not too late. There is still plenty of time for you to start and finish this process so that this time next year, after you have graduated, you are exactly where you want to be to continue your education. So I'm going to take a few minutes to go over what things you can do as we are finishing this first semester of your senior year to get you on track for being ready for college next fall. And where I want to begin is really by reiterating that it's not too late. There are some schools who have had their application deadlines passed, but there are many more schools who have not. Schools who still have application deadlines that have not passed yet, that will accept your applications well into the second semester. Now, I don't encourage you to wait until the last minute, but I am showing you this list just so that you know that there are a lot of places that will still take your application even after you moved into the second half of your senior year. So I don't want you to feel like that it's too late and you can't start. But I do want you to go ahead and start now because there are some situations where applying early can help make sure you get the best financial aid, that you get the best housing, and that you get access to specialty programs you might be interested in. Okay, so where are we going to start? All students have access to a program called School Links. You can find it by going to your web desk. You guys have used it to select your classes. When you were a junior, you used School Links to pick your classes for senior year. Now you're going to use it to organize all of your college applications. You're going to get to it by going to the web desk, find the big green S, and you're going to click on that. Once you have clicked on that, let me go back just a bit. Once you have clicked on that, it's going to take you to a dashboard that looks kind of like this. Yours may have a few things on it that are different, but basically this is how yours is going to look. We're using School Links to help organize and keep everything together. And this is also how your counselor will know when you're applying to a school so that he or she can send transcripts or recommendation letters or fee waivers or anything else you need to the colleges on your behalf. So once you've logged in, you are going to select colleges and then college applications. And that's going to take you to the college application manager. Now, if you've never accessed this feature before, it's going to ask you a few questions to get it all set up. You'll have to put in your birthday, your address. It's going to ask you if you qualify for free or reduced lunch, and it's going to ask you a question about having your records sent from our school on your behalf. Just a few questions to set it up, and then it will look like this. This is where you are going to list the schools you plan to apply to. Once you have completed those applications, it will update to the completed. And then once you've been accepted, you'll come in and you will edit it to show which schools you got into. This is also where you're going to be able to update your FAFSA financial aid status. It is a graduation requirement that all students either complete the FAFSA, the TASFA, or submit a opt-out form. And you do that right here in School Links. So I'm just going to give you a quick example of what it looks like to add a school to your college application manager. I'm going to click Add Application. And let's say I'm applying to Texas Tech. So I'm just going to put in the name, and there it is. My application is in progress. I'm going to click Add, and it'll take me to a page that looks like this. Here, I'm going to fill in a little more information about my application. It's going to ask how you're applying, if you're using Apply Texas or the Common App. Let's take a moment to talk about what those two things are. Now, we're in School Links right now, and while this is where you kind of keep everything organized and submit all your documents, this isn't where you actually apply. You'll do your full application in one of these two websites. The Common App is a great one to use if you're applying to both schools in Texas and schools out of state. The Common App has over 1,000 colleges and universities, and they're going to be all over. So if you know you're applying to some out-of-state schools, then go ahead and set up a Common App account and use that as your application. Now, if you know that you're going to be going to school here in Texas, or if you know you want to apply to two-year schools like Collin College, then you will want to use Apply Texas. This application works for any school in Texas, public, private, 2-year, 4-year, all Texas institutes, the trade schools, all of them are going to be on Apply Texas. So if you know you're going to be here, or if you're going to apply to a 2-year school like Collin College or a trade school like Texas Technical Institute, then this is where you're going to apply. Okay, so let me head on back to school links. Here we go. And let's say I'm doing Apply Texas. So I click that. Then it's going to ask me which of the deadlines am I using. And as you can see, Texas Tech is a school that has deadlines that are well into your second half of senior year. So this is a school that you could definitely apply to now. There's a few more things it's going to add. Are you applying for financial aid? Absolutely. Will you be submitting test scores? We're going to talk about that in a moment. And then I'm going to hit save. Now, once I have hit save, now I've got a screen with all of the Texas Tech information that I may need. And this is where I can go to keep track of if I've done everything in the process. On this side where it says counselor documents, this will send a notice to your counselor that you're going to need a transcript, and this student has requested an application fee waiver based on the fact that they're on free or reduced lunch. And so the counselor is going to handle all of these things. But your counselor won't know where you're applying unless you add it to school links. All right. So now I've got 2 schools in my list that I am working on. Once those applications are complete, I will move them over to the completed column. And then once I'm accepted, I'll move them to that column as well. Now, if you are using the Common App to do your college applications, then you are actually going to have the opportunity to link school links and the Common App together so that whenever you make a change in the Common App, it'll automatically appear in school links. It's a really cool feature. It's one of the reasons that I think using the Common App is a great option if you're applying to those kinds of schools, because the 2 platforms talk directly to each other. So you would just click log in. You would put in your Common App login information, and it would link those accounts together. And again, this is also where you're going to come to update your financial aid status once you have completed the FAFSA, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Now, as we saw here at Texas Tech, this is a school where I've said that we're going to submit our SAT or ACT scores. So how do we do that? You would need to go to the SAT website to log in to have your scores sent. All of our students take the SAT in March of their junior year, so you would have taken that test in March of this year, and you already have that score. But if you want to take it again, then you would come to the SAT website and go to registration so that you can see when the next test is and sign up for that, or you can just go to scores and sign in to see your score report and have those scores sent to the colleges that you're applying to. The ACT works the same way. That's not the test that we have every student take, but a lot of our kids will go ahead and take the ACT on their own. Okay. And then the other thing is the financial aid application. And that is something that opened up at the beginning of December, and it's called the FAFSA. And FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. This is the first stop in making sure that you receive all of the financial aid that you qualify for to help pay for your college costs. Whether that's going to be in the form of grants, whether you want to explore the option of perhaps borrowing money to pay for school. And a lot of schools require you to have the FAFSA completed in order to qualify for scholarships as well. So You and your parents will have to work together on this. You will set up your accounts and then go through the process to complete the FAFSA. Now, if you choose not to complete the FAFSA, you don't have to, but if you choose not to complete the FAFSA, then you will need to come into School Links and submit a opt-out form by saying won't file. We have to have either the filing of the FAFSA, the filing of the TASFA. That is for very specific students. Your counselor can help you determine if you should do the TASFA instead of the FAFSA, or you're going to come in and say that you won't file, which in that case, then you will be able to upload your opt-out form to fulfill that requirement. Okay. If at any point you feel like I need some help with all of this is a lot, then I'm going to have you just go to Google and you're going to look for us counselors, PSHS counselors. We should be the first thing that pops up. This is our, this is our counseling department's webpage. And once you're on this page, you are able to find a lot of information that we have here for you guys. If you click on applying to college, there's a detailed presentation that goes over the things that I've said in more depth. There are some handouts, some checklists. There are more videos about how to do what we did in School Links, but it goes into more detail if you need help. There are links to Apply Texas, to the Common App, information about how to request that transcript, how to request a recommendation letter, even tips on how to write your essays and your student resume. So we have all of that there for you on our website. When you are ready to apply for scholarships or financial aid, we've got some financial aid information for you in more detail. And we have a huge listing of scholarships right here on our website that I highly encourage every student to take a look at. It's a big database that we work together to keep. We got a long list of scholarships on the front page, and then there are tabs that can take you to the scholarship websites of a lot of the schools that our students attend. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. But I do want to highly encourage you that if you haven't gotten started with this process, please use your winter break and this time that you have to go ahead and dive in and get started with the applications. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your counselor. We are here to help and to make sure that this process is as successful and as painless as possible. Thanks, guys, and I will talk to you in the next one.